It's Sunday. I just turned 50 on Friday. I quit smoking on Friday. I haven't smoked a single cigarette. And I am suffering. Really suffering from withdrawal symptoms. But I decided I was going to pick up running. I think my last run was 4 years ago, maybe 5 even. Look at this. Pretty decent place to be running. Now, all my dreams will be far easier to achieve and more enjoyed if I got spring in my step, I'm healthy, I don't get out of breath as easy, and don't get sick as quickly. So I need to exercise. According to different indexes, and my perfect weight should be 75 kilograms. At the present, I'm 101 something. So to reach that, I would have to lose 26 kilograms. I am not going to lose 26 kilograms. I'm not going to weigh 75 kilograms. I think if I was going to retain 75 kilograms, I would have to live off the pollen I inhale in the air. I mean, one bite of anything, and I would go about 75. I'm most comfortable between 80 and 85. And I'm only doing this for me and nobody else. So I'm not exactly new to exercising, but I've never gone this long without working out. I think the last time I ran was 4 years ago, maybe 5 even. I don't know what happened. I think I got sick, and it was COVID, and I had some changes to my job, and there was a lot of different things happening in my family life, and I just fell off the wagon and lost motivation, and always planned to start up again. But I don't start up and just try for one day. I have to motivate myself to commit, to stick with it. And I was never prepared to do that in the last 4 or 5 years. So I'm not new to exercising. All my youth, I played a lot of different sports, I was heavily into sports. I would exercise 6 or 7 days a week. And also for much of my adult life, there have been shorter and longer periods where I've played different sports and worked out a lot. Periods every single day, 7 days a week. So I'm no stranger to rebooting. I've also read, all the different sciences and tried all the different diets and training programs and so forth. And I pretty much concluded that everybody claims to have the truth, although the truths differ very much from someone else's truth. A lot of people even get upset if you claim to have a different truth than theirs. So I try not to get into those kinds of discussions. Because what I found out is a lot of it is bullshit. A lot of it's the echo chamber of the internet. A lot of it's people trying to sell you something or get followers or whatever it is. Fame and glory. And what I also found out is there are things that really work well for me if I want to have a lot of progress. Number one is having a pulse monitor and push my pulse to the max. Keep switching between 70, 80, and 90% of max pulse throughout whatever kind of exercise I do. I also found that a combination of just running, doing interval training, and weightlifting is most effective. But I also found that it's easier to commit if you do whatever sport you enjoy. It's easier to commit to that and to max out in that sport. Take your pulse monitor and max out. I don't really enjoy sports that much anymore, so it's more about trying to do the things that are least difficult to do, least painful, and that I dislike the least. Running is one of them. Also, I found that if whatever sport or exercise I do, if I'm dependent on others to do it, or if I'm dependent on some specific type of equipment or location, then it's very easy for me to fall off the wagon. Others are different. They like to get out of the house. They think it's easier if they have a team or a mate to exercise with. I'm not one of those people. So what I find is easier for me is to have exercise programs that require very little in terms of equipment. Meaning doing, kind of like push-ups, pull-ups, using my own body weight, having a pair of sneakers, an exercise watch, maybe some rubber bands, and at home I have some free weights. I don't have to go to the gym, spend 30, 60 minutes of travel just to get to the gym. I don't have to pay the money for the gym. And in the time that it would normally take me to get to the gym and back home, I'm already done with my exercises. Now today is my first run, like I said, in probably 4 or 5 years. It was supposed to be 5 kilometers. I'm now at my halfway mark. I thought that the first 2.5 kilometers would be excruciating. But really it was much, much easier than I thought. I haven't really used the exercise watch that much. I'm trying to recalibrate my heart zones and my maximum pulse. So now it's just about going out there and just break a bad habit. That's my first objective, is just to break the bad habit. And then I'll refine my exercises in a while. Now, even though running is easier than I thought it would be, because my body hasn't forgotten it completely, I know I will be in a lot of pain the next 2 days. My body is so full of toxins. My muscles are going to be aching like crazy the next 2 days. So, yeah, it's going to be a little while before I'm out running again. It's time to pick up my heels again, start running, finish my next 2.5 kilometers, and see if I can get some form into my step, because I can notice my technique is really, really rusty. So, yeah, see you later. All right, so that completes my first run in a very long time. And I must say, I'm really happy about it, you know. I was worried that it was going to be very hard, and it wasn't nearly as hard as I thought it was going to become. And don't get me wrong, I mean, it was hard, but not really painful. And I probably could have run it all without having to take a break. But I needed to do some filming and stuff, so I filmed at my halfway point. But the idea was not now to really perform or work on my stride or my technique or max anything. It was just about breaking a bad habit, going out there, having a run, and then now having to commit to it. I don't know how often yet, if it's going to be once a week or 3 times a week, but I'm going to be running every week now. And maybe do some other forms of exercise. Now, what I also noticed is that hauling around on an extra 20 kilograms of fat, I mean, that is heavy. I mean, I could really feel it in my knees, in my hips, in my thighs, in my stride. I mean, I got to get rid of that stuff. So I got to get rid of that fat, but it's not something I'm going to commit to right now. I got more than enough on my plate with running and quitting smoking. And I know that neither of those are going to make me lose any fat. I mean, you exercise, you lose grams. You stop eating, you lose kilograms. So, yeah, I'm not ready to stop eating yet. So I'm really happy with this new watch that I got from Garmin, the Forerunner 55, I think it is. It's quite a simple one, basic one. Not the most basic one, because I wanted a GPS, but it has the most important thing, and that's a heart monitor. Heart monitor and GPS, that's all I wanted. I did not want a feature-rich watch, because I don't want what I call a stress watch. A watch that starts owning me, that's going to keep telling me what my body battery is, my oxygen levels, they're going to give me push notifications, tell me about my heart rate, and give me reminders of all sorts. I don't want that. When I get home, I take off the watch, and I'm not going to pick it up until the next time I exercise. So, yeah, it does what it's supposed to do, and yeah, we'll see where this project is going to take me from here. But until next time, have a good one.